Shocking fact, after 50, your body becomes 30% less efficient at processing certain foods. Yet 82% of Americans over 50 are still eating the exact foods that accelerate aging and disease. Your body at 50 plus is not the same as it was at 30. What you put on your plate now doesn't just affect your weight. It directly impacts your brain function, joint health, and even how well your medications work. Simply put, food becomes your most powerful medicine, or your silent health saboteur. I've spent 20 years studying age-related nutrition, and I'm about to reveal the 10 foods that are secretly damaging your body after 50. What's truly alarming? Several of these foods are actually marketed as healthy choices for seniors. By eliminating these foods, my clients have reported reduced joint pain in just 14 days, improved memory, and even being able to reduce certain medications, with their doctor's approval, of course. Where are you watching from today? Type your city in the comments and hit that subscribe button for life-changing health wisdom tailored for your golden years. Now, let's start with the number one beverage you should reconsider after 50. 1. Soda and sugary beverages. If you're over 50 and still reaching for that can of soda with lunch, you might want to reconsider. Soda tops our list of foods to avoid, and for good reason. When we hit our 50s, our bodies simply don't process sugar the way they used to. That sweet soda creates a rapid spike in blood sugar that your aging pancreas has to work overtime to manage. Over time, this can increase your risk of developing type 2 diabetes, something none of us want to deal with in our golden years. But there's another concern that's especially important for those of us over 50. Sodas contain phosphoric acid, which can actually pull calcium from your bones. Since we naturally lose bone density as we age, the last thing we need is something accelerating that process. My patient Martha was drinking 2 sodas daily and was shocked when her bone density scan showed early signs of osteoporosis at just 57. The American Diabetes Association recommends limiting sugar to less than 10% of your daily calories. For most of us, that's about 50 grams for men and 40 grams for women. To put that in perspective, just one 12-ounce can of regular soda contains about 39 grams of sugar, nearly your entire day's allowance. Soda also contributes to something many of us notice as we age: changes in our skin. The sugar in soda can affect collagen production, potentially making fine lines more noticeable. Plus, since soda is a diuretic, it can actually leave you more dehydrated, which further affects how your skin looks and feels. So what can you drink instead? I recommend sparkling water with a splash of real fruit juice or a squeeze of lemon. My personal favorite is sparkling water with a few frozen berries. As they thaw, they release just enough sweetness. Many of my clients over 60 tell me they've completely lost their taste for soda after making this switch for just a few weeks. What's your go-to beverage during the day? Share in the comments. I'd love to suggest some healthy alternatives that you might enjoy. 2. Processed meats. Next on our list are processed meats like bacon, hot dogs, sausages, and deli meats. These convenient staples deserve a second look after 50. Processed meats contain compounds called nitrates that, when cooked at high temperatures, can form substances linked to increased cancer risk, particularly concerning as we age. They're also typically high in sodium and saturated fat, a combination that can impact heart health when our blood vessels are naturally becoming less flexible. You don't have to break the bank to make healthier choices. Instead of deli meat, try cooking a chicken breast on Sunday and slicing it thin for sandwiches throughout the week. It's actually cheaper per serving and contains no added preservatives. For bacon lovers, try naturally cured versions without nitrates as an occasional treat rather than a daily staple. And don't forget beans and lentils. They're incredibly affordable protein sources that actually help lower cholesterol rather than raise it. What processed meat do you find hardest to give up? Share in the comments. Third, fast food. Let's talk about fast food, those convenient drive-through meals that seem to call our name when we're tired or in a hurry. As we age, our nutritional needs actually increase for certain vitamins and minerals, while our calorie needs decrease. Fast food offers exactly the opposite, lots of calories with very few nutrients. A typical fast food meal can easily exceed 1,000 calories while providing almost none of the antioxidants, fiber, and plant nutrients our aging bodies need. What many people don't realize is that fast food can even affect how well your medications work. The high sodium content can interfere with blood pressure medications, and the fatty content can change how quickly your body absorbs certain drugs. For emergency situations, have a game plan. Most chains now post nutrition information online, so you can decide on a healthier option before you arrive. Grilled chicken sandwiches, hold the mayo, salads with dressing on the side, or a plain burger with a side salad instead of fries can cut calories and sodium significantly. At home, keep frozen turkey burgers, whole grain buns, and pre-cut veggies on hand for a 10-minute meal that's both satisfying and nourishing. Not only is this healthier, but it's also much easier on your budget. What's your go-to meal when you need something quick? 4. White bread and refined pasta. White bread and pasta have been staples in American homes for decades. But after 50, these refined carbohydrates can affect our bodies in ways they didn't when we were younger. White flour has had its fiber-rich outer layers removed, leaving primarily starch that converts quickly to sugar in your bloodstream. After 50, our metabolism naturally slows, and our bodies become less efficient at processing these blood sugar spikes. This can lead to energy crashes, increased hunger, and over time, increased risk of type 2 diabetes. What many people don't realize is that these refined carbs may also affect brain health. Some research suggests that diets high in refined carbohydrates are associated with faster cognitive decline as we age. Switching to whole grains doesn't mean sacrificing taste. Brands like Dave's Killer Bread, Ezekiel Bread, and Trader Joe's whole grain options offer delicious alternatives. For pasta lovers, try Barilla's whole grain line or explore pasta made from chickpeas or lentils. The good news is that your taste buds will adapt to whole grains over time. Many of my clients report that after about 3 to 4 weeks of eating whole grain products, white bread actually starts to taste bland to them. Have you discovered a whole grain product that you actually prefer to its refined counterpart? 5. Dairy with added sugar. Many of us grew up being told to drink our milk for strong bones. However, not all dairy products are created equal, especially when it comes to added sugars. Flavored yogurts, chocolate milk, and even some cottage cheese varieties can contain surprising amounts of added sugar. A single cup of flavored yogurt might contain 4 to 5 teaspoons of added sugar. That's about half the recommended daily limit. After 50, this extra sugar can contribute to inflammation in the body, potentially worsening joint pain and stiffness. What's particularly concerning is that many dairy products marketed specifically to older adults as bone-healthy options are among the worst offenders. Those small yogurt drinks promising bone benefits? Some contain more sugar than a serving of ice cream. Reading labels becomes especially important. Look specifically for added sugars on the Nutrition Facts panel. Plain, unsweetened versions of yogurt, cottage cheese, and milk are almost always your best bet. For calcium needs after 50, women need about 1,200 milligrams daily, while men need about 1,000 milligrams. While dairy can be one source, don't forget that dark leafy greens, canned salmon with bones, almonds, and many fortified non-dairy milks also provide calcium. What's your favorite dairy product, and have you found a lower sugar alternative you enjoy? 6. Grain-fed red meat. Not all red meat is created equal. There's a significant difference between a fast food hamburger and a small portion of grass-fed beef. Grain-fed beef, the standard in most supermarkets, comes from cattle fed primarily on corn and soy. These animals often receive antibiotics and hormones, and their meat typically contains more saturated fat and fewer beneficial nutrients than grass-fed alternatives. After 50, inflammation becomes a greater concern as it contributes to joint pain and cardiovascular issues. Research suggests that grain-fed beef may promote more inflammation in the body compared to grass-fed beef, which contains more anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids. I understand that grass-fed beef can be more expensive. Consider eating red meat less frequently, but choosing better quality when you do. Instead of having beef 3 times a week, perhaps enjoy a smaller portion of grass-fed beef once a week and explore other proteins for other meals. When shopping on a budget, look for sales on grass-fed ground beef, which is typically the most affordable cut. You can also stretch your meat further by using it as a complement to a meal rather than the main attraction. Think beef and vegetable stir-fry rather than a large steak. What's your favorite way to prepare red meat, and have you tried grass-fed varieties? 7. Low-fat, fat-free products. Remember when everything on grocery store shelves seemed to be labeled low-fat or fat-free? Many of us who are over 50 lived through the low-fat diet craze of the 1980s and 90s. Here's the surprising truth. When manufacturers remove fat from foods, they typically add sugar, salt, and artificial ingredients to compensate for the loss of flavor and texture. A regular yogurt with 5 grams of natural fat might become a fat-free yogurt with 15 grams of added sugar. Even more important is understanding that after 50, our bodies need healthy fats for brain health, hormone production, and nutrient absorption. Our brains are about 60% fat, and research suggests that healthy fats may help maintain cognitive function as we age. How can you identify truly healthy lower-fat options? Look for products with minimal ingredient lists. A good lower-fat yogurt should contain just milk and active cultures, not a long list of thickeners, artificial sweeteners, and added sugars. For those watching their food budget, whole foods in their natural state are often more affordable than their processed diet counterparts. A carton of plain yogurt that you flavor yourself with fruit costs less than individual cups of light-flavored yogurt. Have you noticed any health foods in your pantry that might actually be loaded with sugar or artificial ingredients? 8. Fried foods. Fried chicken, French fries, onion rings. These golden, crispy foods are undeniably delicious, but after 50, they can take a particular toll on our health. When foods are fried, especially at high temperatures or reused oils, compounds form that promote inflammation in the body, which can worsen joint pain and stiffness, something many of us are already dealing with after 50. Fried foods are also harder to digest, potentially exacerbating acid reflux or digestive discomfort. The good news is that modern cooking methods allow us to enjoy the crispy texture we love without the health drawbacks. Air fryers have revolutionized home cooking for many of my clients. My patient Donna was skeptical that an air fryer could replace her beloved fried chicken. But after trying it, she was amazed at how crispy and delicious it was, with just a fraction of the oil. When dining out, look for menu items that are baked, grilled, roasted, or steamed instead of fried. If you do indulge in something fried occasionally, consider sharing it as a table appetizer rather than having a full portion as your main course. Have you discovered a successful way to make a traditionally fried favorite in a healthier way? 9. Refined grains. Beyond white bread and pasta, there's a whole category of refined grain products that can impact your health after 50. These include white rice, most breakfast cereals, crackers, pretzels, and baked goods made with white flour. After 50, many of us notice changes in our energy levels throughout the day. Refined grains can contribute to this problem by causing rapid spikes and drops in blood sugar. That mid-afternoon fatigue might be directly related to the white rice or refined flour wrap you had at lunch. What's particularly interesting is the connection between refined grains and brain health. Some research suggests that diets high in refined carbohydrates may contribute to cognitive decline. On the other hand, whole grains provide steady energy to your brain and contain important B vitamins and minerals that support cognitive function. Transitioning to whole grains doesn't have to be an all-or-nothing approach. Start by making simple swaps. Brown rice for white rice, whole grain crackers for refined ones, or oatmeal instead of processed breakfast cereal. For those concerned about cost, basic whole grains like brown rice, oats, and whole wheat pasta are often among the most affordable foods in the grocery store. Buying in bulk can make them even more economical. What's been your biggest challenge in switching to whole grains? 10. High sodium foods. Last on our list, but certainly not least important, are high sodium foods. While sodium is an essential mineral that our bodies need, most Americans consume far more than necessary. After 50, our bodies become more sensitive to sodium's effects on blood pressure. The American Heart Association recommends no more than 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day, with an ideal limit of 1,500 milligrams for most adults, especially those with high blood pressure. Yet the average American consumes over 3,400 milligrams daily. What many people don't realize is that sodium can interact with several medications commonly prescribed to adults over 50. Certain blood pressure medications, corticosteroids, and even some pain relievers can be affected by high sodium intake. The biggest sodium culprits might surprise you. It's not just the obvious salty snacks like chips and pretzels. Canned soups, bread, cheese, deli meats, and even some breakfast cereals can contain substantial amounts of sodium. A single serving of canned soup might contain 800 to 1,000 milligrams, nearly half your daily limit. Reducing sodium doesn't mean your food has to taste bland. Your taste buds actually adapt to lower sodium levels within about 2 to 3 weeks. In the meantime, herbs, spices, citrus juices, vinegars, and sodium-free seasonings can add tremendous flavor without the sodium. What's your favorite salt-free seasoning or flavoring technique? We've covered a lot of ground today, exploring the 10 foods that can work against your health after 50. Remember, making dietary changes isn't about deprivation. It's about nourishing your body in ways that help you feel your best and stay active for years to come. Small changes can make a big difference. Even replacing just 1 or 2 items from our list with healthier alternatives can improve how you feel within weeks. In our next video, we'll explore the 10 best foods to add to your diet after 50. Foods that can actually help address common concerns like joint pain, memory, energy levels, and more. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it. I'd love to hear which of these foods was most surprising to you, or which one you're planning to reduce in your diet. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experience might inspire someone else on their health journey. And if you found this information helpful, please share it with friends or family members who might benefit. After all, good health is a gift worth sharing.